You know the feeling? You're just scrolling through your feed, minding your own business, and then bam, you see it. A post about some injustice, a tragedy happening somewhere, and you stop. You feel that little pang in your chest, and without even thinking, you hit like, you share, maybe you drop a comment. And as you keep scrolling, this thought might just pop into your head. At least I wasn't silent. It feels good, right? But here's the question we're digging into. Is that click a real act of conscience? Or have we just gotten really, really good at soothing it with a single tap? So yeah, today we are diving deep into this idea of a digital conscience. We're going to unpack the psychology behind why we react the way we do online. And the big question is, are all those clicks actually leading to something real? Or are they just an easy out, a low-cost way to feel like we've done our part? Okay, so before we can even talk about what happens to our conscience online, we have to get back to basics. What even is conscience from a psychological point of view? Let's pin down a solid definition. This is where it gets really interesting. Psychology sees conscience as way more than just a feeling of guilt or sympathy. It's described as an internal regulatory mechanism. Think about that. It's like an inner system that's not just designed to make you feel bad, but to actually push you to do something, to change your behavior, to take action. So this really highlights the huge difference, right? A true conscience isn't just about feeling sympathy for someone. It's about taking responsibility. It's not supposed to be a passive thing. It's an active process. That pang of conscience is meant to be a starting gun for action, not just a feeling that sits there. All right, with that in mind, let's see what happens when this inner compass gets plugged into the internet. Because social media has totally changed the game for how we express this whole inner process. Think about it. Social media gives us these incredibly efficient ways to show we care. It's lightning fast. It takes less than a second to click. It's super visible. All our friends see where we stand. And maybe most importantly, it's low cost and symbolic. It doesn't really cost us any time, money, or a ton of emotional energy, but it symbolizes that we're on the right side of things. And this creates what you could call the digital conscience loop. It's a really simple but powerful cycle. Step 1, you see something upsetting. Step 2, you click. A like, a share, whatever. And step 3, you get that little hit of relief. That feeling that your moral duty is done. The loop closes and you can just keep on scrolling. So why is this loop so appealing? Why does that quick click feel so satisfying? Well, psychology has a couple of really fascinating ideas about what's going on under the surface. The first big idea is something called moral licensing. This is a cognitive bias we all have. Basically, when you do one small, good moral thing, like sharing an important post, it kind of gives you a license in your own mind to not do more. You feel like you've been a good person, which, ironically, can make you less likely to take on bigger, more meaningful actions later. And that unconscious thought process ends up looking exactly like this. I already did my part. That little click checked off a moral to-do list in your head. And suddenly, the pressure to actually donate or volunteer or change your own habits, it just kind of fades away. The second thing going on is compassion fatigue. Let's be real. Being flooded with tragic news and awful images online all day, every day, is draining. It's exhausting. We can start to feel numb. And when you're in that state, a quick, symbolic click is a really tempting way to get some relief from that heavy feeling without having to do the actual heavy lifting of helping. But hang on. This doesn't mean sharing stuff online is bad or that digital awareness is pointless. It's way more nuanced than that. The problem isn't the click itself. It's what that click might be replacing. So here's the real takeaway. Raising awareness online, yeah, that can be a super important first step. It can spread information like wildfire and build massive movements. The danger is when we mistake that first step for the entire race. A digital action shouldn't be a substitute for real-world action, and it definitely shouldn't be the final step. Which brings us right to the heart of it. Knowing all this, knowing the psychology behind it, it's worth taking a second to think about our own habits online. So let's turn the camera around and ask ourselves a few questions. First up, does all this digital empathy we show, all the likes, all the shares, all the sad emojis, does it actually make us more responsible people when we log off? Or, and here's the tough one, is it possible that we've just stumbled upon a really, really efficient, low-effort way to make our conscience feel better without actually having to do anything difficult? And that leaves us with this final, very direct question. When we see a problem in the world, what is our gut instinct? Is it to share the problem or to truly take on the responsibility that comes with it?
It's something to think about the next time you scroll.